What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is between StarCraft 2's two best players, spawning here in the bottom right-hand corner of Acid Plant Ellie. Playing with the red Zerg pieces, he's currently known as the best player on the planet, and he wants to continue showing everyone that he is exactly that. His name is Serral. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the blue Protoss pieces, is currently down, but certainly not out of this thing just yet. His name is Stats. So, guys and girls, I am very interested to see what does a guy like Stats do, being down by such a steep deficit to the best player currently on the planet. What do you do as a mindset? Do you go for some cheese in this game, or do you decide to continue playing the macro-focused game that you've been basically doing that not necessarily, it really has not been working up to this point, but maybe you can turn the tide right here and right now and start building on some momentum. That being said, guys, these games, and this game in particular, in this series, was played at Blizzcon this year, which was the global finals of StarCraft 2. And this series in particular is the grand finals of the global finals at BlizzCon. So, biggest event of the year in StarCraft 2, guys. And we are going to be casting pretty much every single game out of BlizzCon, and so I'm very excited to be doing that, guys, for all of you, and just going through every single game. But we're talking about this game in particular here, that being Serral and Stats. Hatch gas pool coming out of Stats, out of Serral, relatively standard. Then you've got, of course, the gateway into the simulator, and then, of course, into the cybernetics core, and then following that up with a natural nexus for Stats. Stargate is going to be coming up here. That's going to be the tech of choice once again here for Stats. He's been really choosing to go with that Stargate play. And I mean, I definitely don't blame him for that. The Stargate play can be very, very annoying to deal with if you are a Zerg player, especially if you're going against like Max or Mass Phoenixes, Mass Oracles. Those things can be very, very tricky to deal with over time. But anyway, third hatchery is going to be coming up here for Serral. Looks like he's going to be playing just a standard macro-focused game. He wants to go ahead and just kind of build off of what has been successful for him so far in this series, and that has just been playing a macro-focused game. It looks like he's going to go ahead and sacrifice one of his overlords once again to try to get some scouting information. Serral is one for wanting to know exactly what is going on, guys, against, you know, his opponent. Or really know exactly what his opponent is doing. And I will say this, guys, you know, StarCraft 2 is the closest thing in all of gaming and esports that you'll get to chess. There is just, you know, massive amounts of mind games going on. It is a absolute tug of war many times between unit compositions and just really figuring out what your opponent is going to do. So, relatively standard, like I said once again. Now, interestingly enough, there is going to be another Stargate coming out. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And it does look like Warp Gate research is going to be coming in here for Stats. Serral is just going to start continuously droning up his bases, trying to, of course, you know, get fully saturated, and then from there, just build a massive army, which has really been successful for him so far in this game. And here we go. There are going to be a couple of drones that do go down, but all that being said and done, nothing too serious yet has been lost here for Serral. Serral's got Zerglings all over the map, just trying to see if they can get an angle, find the timings on these pushes, as well as the timing on the possibility of an expansion, which is exactly what Stats is doing right now. And it does look like he is going to try to deny this third base from going down. Does not look like he's going to be able to do that. But Serral does know about it, nonetheless. Does look like you're going to be getting a lair out of Serral as well as a Roach Warren. So, interestingly enough, we're kind of getting very similar unit compositions by both players as we did in earlier games. So, that being said, we've got a lot of Phoenixes that are starting to make their way down into the near Serral's neck of the woods here, and they're going to probably start trying to do some pickup here, try to get as many kills as possible as far as drones are concerned, and nothing too crazy as of yet. Looks like some of those Zerglings may be very, very well going for a counterattack here, but these all of these Phoenixes are just trying to do as much harassment as possible. Lots of Spore Crawlers here for Serral. He is not wanting to lose these drones for free here. He wants to get as many, he wants to get as much value as possible out of his units. And Stats, once again, not doing too much damage as of yet. Does look like Serral is being pushed back somewhat at this point. There is just a lot of Spore Crawlers here to really aid Serral. He's just got such good defense, and this is what you have to do if you're trying to win a massive tournament. You're gonna have to make some of what you do is going to be based a lot around defense. And it does look like they're going to try to get an angle. It looks like, just like that, it looks like our Pro-House player may have gotten an angle. It looks like he did have a little bit of an angle there. Plus one's going to be coming up here for Serral, as well as the roly-poly upgrade and one of the Hydra upgrades as well. On the opposite side, same can be said here for Stats, getting that charge upgrade. Templar Archives is coming up, and then, of course, 3 gateways are going to be followed up there. And then while this has all been going on, all this action with these Phoenixes, you of course have more and more Immortals that are going to be coming out of these robotics facilities. So it does look like Stats is going to start building a relatively scary army once again. He really is trying to keep the Zerg player at home, though, at this point. Now, this is interesting. You do have some Zerglings that are going to be coming up here. Muscular Augments is finishing up here for Serral for the Hydras. And just like that, it looks like there's going to be more and more of these Phoenixes that are going to try to get some value here. Now, these Phoenixes are a little bit caught out in front here. The Banelings are rolling in there. Did look like they got a little bit of some damage done. But it does look like, nonetheless, once again, Stats is going to try to get a couple of kills here. He is going to get a couple. Nothing too crazy, though, as of yet. And Serral right now is happily going to be on 4 bases. Now, Stats is going to be on, of course, on 3 bases right now. Looks like, once again, the Swarm Hosts are going to be coming out here, and that's the decision-making of Serral. We do have Charge finishing up, as well as Psionic Storm for our Protoss player. And I'm wondering here if Stats is going to start moving across the map here. It looks like he is going to get a little bit aggressive here, or very well maybe getting aggressive at this point in the game. Now, he's got to be careful. Doesn't want to get surrounded here by the Zerg player. He's got some very high-tier units here. You just do not want to lose those for, if you can at all help it. Now, it does look like Stats is starting to move onto Creep here. Maybe very well he might be just trying to, get that, get a couple of kills here on those Creep Tumors. Now, the main army is going to be moving here. A lot of Zerg units here, and it does look like some of those Phoenixes are going to go down. But all that said and done, I mean, this Zerg army is starting to just look really scary again. There are so many Banelings. It's unbelievable. And now we got the Locusts are going to be coming in here trying to target fire down this 4th base here. And I wonder if they're going to get the kill. It does not look like that's going to be the case. Beautiful play there by our Protoss player. But a little bit more hits here, and that is going to be gone for sure. There is going to be a Dropper Lord up here near the 3rd base location, and at the same time, it looks like some of these units are going to start moving here, you know, onto creep once again. They are going to see where the Locusts are, and they're going to start trying to get some kills here. Very well done here so far by Stats, and it looks like the counterattack is going to be coming in here. Those Banelings are trying very hard to get the kill here, and just like that, they're going to start moving in to try to get the kill on this 3rd, or I should say this 4th base location. And it looks like more Baneling hits came in here, and just like that, it looks like, oh, a nice force field there. Starting to get some of these units here from Serral. So well done there by Stats, but Serral is definitely not even, I mean, he's still ahead of the supply. And it looks like now, it looks like our Protoss player is going to start moving pretty heavily onto creep here. I don't know if I really agree with this decision. He is getting so much value out of the storms. Oh my god, the storms are doing so much damage right now. And Stats is starting to move onto Serral's neck of the woods into the 3rd base location here. This could be detrimental if this does too much damage. The Locusts are the Swarm hosts are starting to move, and GG is called, and Stats gets on the board against his opponent Serral. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and Stats, and if you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.